Hey everybody, it's Kate from KatyDid. We are back at the public lands where my husband and I were exploring earlier, and I brought my boots along because I think I can get across the river to that gravel bar, so let's see what happens. Well, that was fun. I just had a nice conversation with a rancher who has land just over the hill here, and he just stopped to see what I was doing, and I showed him some of the agates, and he apparently picks up the little clear ones sometimes. So that was cool. The last time we were here, we somehow missed this road entirely on the way out. It makes going a lot easier, even though it's still uphill. Well, we're back at the place that we see we have river access. I brought my boots now, so let's see if we can get over to that gravel bar. One thing I'm kind of glad about right now is that it's still very cold at night, which means that the snakes are still hibernating. I don't usually run into rattlesnakes, but if I did, this would be the kind of landscape that they would like to hang out in, so I'd just as soon not run into them. Okay, we have put our boots on, and by we, I mean me, and I'm going to see how deep this water gets. So far, so good. Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. It's only up to my ankles at the moment. Be a good place to go swimming. We'll watch Kava. She's about the size of my knees. Yep, just one little spot there that it was a little bit deep. I'll take that. And now we're on the island. Oh no, I left my backpack on the other side. Oh dear. Well, maybe I won't find anything huge. Should I go back for it? Well, I have this area which looks very much like it's shallow all the way across, so I'm gonna go over there to that other island and see if I can find a way across that doesn't quite reach up to the top of my boots. Something I've learned already is that if you're going to try to pick something up, make sure that it's against the current, because if it's with the current and it's small enough, it will disappear. Ooh, I'll bet this is just one of those. Yep, feldspar and basalt. So many beautiful rocks. I sure wish I knew what to look for underwater, because the agates, I think, look a little different than they do on the shore. That's just a big chunk of black. That's another chunk of black. Okay, so clearly I'm looking for the wrong thing. Well, we've made it over to the second gravel bar. Didn't even finish the first one, really, but I just was fascinated by this shallow narrows here. And we went across right there where it looks like it's getting pretty shallow, and we want to do the same thing over here. But I'm gonna see if it's necessary. If I find a bunch of stuff, I'll just make a pile, and then I'll go back and get my backpack. That's the plan at the moment. It's a sweet little piece of petrified wood. Oh my goodness, I left the spray bottle too. What's wrong with me? This looks quite interesting. Oh yeah, it looks quite interesting. That is a nice chunky one. Look, it's got this banding, this white banding on the bottom of it. Pretty. I picked this one up just because I thought it was really interesting. It has some agate stuff here, some jasper and quartz here, and some travertine on the bottom. The travertine is the host rock. This is where that stuff was formed, and I just think that is super cool. Oh, wow. Wow. This one is just what I think is fair to call stunning. Worth it. While the sun is shining, I am hunting this streak here of rocks that have been, for whatever reason, washed off free of silt. Because if there are any good agates in this patch, they'll shine brightly in the sunshine, and I don't have to rely so much on shape and texture like I do underneath the silt. Let's take a look at this one. Huh. It's like a little confetti agate. It's got agate stuff in it, but it's got all kinds of other things as well. That's kind of fun. Not fun enough to take along, obviously, but fun. That's a pretty little nodule. Doesn't seem to have anything in it though. You know, I think maybe the reason that I left my backpack is that I subconsciously wanted to keep myself from picking up every stone on the river. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Ooh, but look at this piece of petrified wood. Oh, that is just lovely. That is so pretty. Boy. Look at how red this is. Or orange. So pretty. Look at the size of this one. Ooh, that's so fun. Ooh, that's kind of a big chunk. Let's walk down to the river and wash this one off. I like them when they're kind of buried in the mud and you can't really see what it is, and then you open it up and poof, it's this awesome thing because it makes me feel like I just opened a present. Oh, look at that. Oh man, am I lucky to be here or what? I'm thinking about everybody who is stuck at home and having to do their part to try to flatten the curve. I'm telling myself, and I hope it's true, that my part is staying away from people, but also going down to the river and recording and rock hunting and sharing my adventures so that I can do my small part to help make this time less awful. If you like to see these kind of adventures, go ahead and click the subscribe button. I have lots and lots of videos kind of more than I should probably, and it'll probably get you through a couple days. Pretty. So my theory about why some of the rocks have silt and some of them don't is that it was fast flowing water. Ifs over it, and then it washed all the silt off, and then it dried maybe abruptly. Obviously I don't know very much about rivers, so if you know better, please comment and educate us all. That's one of the great things about YouTube. You don't have to be an expert because there's lots and lots out there. This is pretty. It's got some quartz, and the other side you can see is the clear chalcedony. And it's pretty small, so I think I'll take it home. I mentioned how they shine in the sunshine. Again, that one's pretty clear. I'm being highly discriminating today. I'm sorry for all of you who are yelling at me to take it along. Sometimes though, even if they're clear, I just have to pick them up. Well, I'm not picking up very many jaspers because they're heavy and big, but oh my gosh, just look at this one. Aw, sure, the sun comes under the cloud just as I start filming. That's all right, it's coming back very soon. Come on, sunshine! Oh, nope, it just went under for a long time. Even though this gravel bar is quite isolated from the rest of the world, it's not unpopulated, or it has not been unvisited. Goose hunters, this is a really popular place for them, and on the path down here you can see a couple places where they've obviously defeathered their geese before bringing them home. And then people who have boats obviously go down the river, and they have access to the riverbank as long as they don't go on private land. So it's not 100% virgin territory, but it is pretty darn nice. I will be back here. I'm not sure that this is a Montana agate, but it's definitely an agate of some kind. It has some banding, but it's pretty. Well, we're on our way back to the other gravel bar. No real reason why, except for I wanted to be able to look at it a little bit too before we go. I keep seeing all these rocks that I think might be an agate under the water. And I scoop them up, and sure enough, they're nothing. Anyway, we want to look at this other gravel bar before we go back. You can see from my pocket that is my solution to not having a backpack with me. Say, this one might actually be... Nope, it's not. It's interesting to me that the river is cold, but it's not nearly as cold as it was even a couple weeks ago, where it was just absolutely icy. It's amazing that it warms up so quickly. It's still cold enough that I wouldn't want to go for a swim, but certainly wading is okay. Okay, here's just a quick peek at my haul from today from the river, sitting in the water. I've gotten back across, and now it's time to load up the backpack, take off my boots, put on my shoes, and depending on what I feel like as I'm heading back, maybe I'll do a little bit more hounding in the hills. I'm so happy that I was able to get across the river to that gravel bar, and I'm so happy that I found such fun things. I hope that this little adventure has at least put a small smile on your face and helped you forget some of the difficulty and sadness we're going through right now. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. This is Kate from KatyDid. Keep on doing.